Okay, Mr. Kenneth Miller. How long have you been? And by the way, we're just sitting here in one of the offices of the Cherry Hill office. We got a little crew going on, and we're just talking about what it is and what it takes to be a public adjuster and what attracted you to being a public adjuster in the first place. So Ken, you're first at bat. What do you got to say?
Well, I've been doing public adjusting about 8 years. What interested me was the opportunity of being flexible with the hours and being able to help people and make money.
Very cool, man. Very cool. So you've been here 8 years. What has kept you for so long here?
The camaraderie of the office, I think, and just the unity of the joint public adjusters we have here.
Yeah, you're out of the Cherry Hill, New Jersey office.
Correct.
Right. And we just finished the convention. What do you think about that?
Well, we had a lot of different classes that went on very nice. Learned a lot of information, so I can take that to the field. And also we had a little bit of competition going on down there, which was I hadn't done it in three, 4 years, but I actually did the 5K, the walk, and the plunge.
Ah, very cool. Yeah, that's nice. All right, Ken, thanks. I appreciate you sharing your experience with us. Anything you would like to say for somebody that's considering becoming a public adjuster?
Just do it.
Just do it. That's our convention theme, right? Just
Correct.
do it. Yeah, thank you, man. Tanya,
Yes.
tell us your story. How'd you get started? How long you been with us, and what's keeping you here?
My story, I started about a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
What's keeping me here is I love the schedule, convenience of hours. I have 2 small children at home. I love helping people.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I mean, I love also working with Cherry Hill office. It's like a second family.
Okay. Now you've been here a year and a half. How has the training benefit you? Did you find it to be a drudgery? Was it hard?
No.
Was it easy? Did it take you a long time to get your license? What's up with all that stuff?
It didn't take me long to get my license. Training wasn't hard. The test was fairly easy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just took me a little bit longer to get started. It depends on you. It depends how many hours you put into it.
Right.
Me with 2 small children at home, I didn't have the time to put into it. But but that's also the great thing about it. You can work on your own terms, own hours.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate it. Miss Nellie Martinez, which happens to be my wife. Oh boy, here we go. She hates the camera, by the way. Every time, you see, I'm glad I got witnesses here, because normally she'd be slapping me right after I shut off the camera. Well, I'll tell you about that. No, but you are studying, Nellie, to become a public adjuster, correct? But you've been to several trainings here. You took part of the convention. What is your experience so far?
So far, I love coming to the trainings. I am learning a lot. The people that work here are great to be around, so it's a good atmosphere to be in. I just love the fact that we could make a lot more money and work a lot less and have a lot more fun, in life in general.
Right.
And that's what I want, spend more time with my grandkids.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. So, do you see yourself being able to do this? Because some people feel like that's an obstacle. I can't see myself doing this. Could you see yourself learning how to do this as a career?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you, Nat. Appreciate that. We're going to get to Mr. Steve in a second, but I got Miss Nancy here. We're going zigzag on the room here. Miss Nancy, how long have you been with us?
A little bit more than just about 2 years.
About 2 years. Very cool. Oh, so you and Tanya almost came in together.
Right.
Okay, very nice. And how did you come in?
I actually had some damage at my home
Oh.
and found out that I didn't get covered properly. And so I thought, well, and someone introduced me to a public adjuster, and I thought, I could do that. That's not hard. And it was helping people, which was always what I like to do. So I figured I could do it, and I answered an ad.
Very cool. So when you had your claim, did you actually get paid from your
I
insurance?
mean, I did it on my own. I went right directly to my insurance company.
Okay.
And found out afterwards, gee, that wasn't the smartest thing. And then I found out what I could have gotten covered with and what all the other things that I've left behind that would have been covered had I did it at a proper time.
I think that's why we're all here, right? Because we see the abuse that goes
Yeah.
on. So, Miss Nancy, what do you see as far as your future with the company?
Well, I retired this year, so I see this as a major movement for me, a way of becoming financially sound and having a lot of fun doing it and making my own hours. It's all
Yeah.
going to be real convenient for
I
me.
think everybody's mentioned that, right? Being able to work your own schedule, that makes a big, big difference, right? All right, Nancy, thank you very much for your sharing your story. Mr. Steve, you are no longer an amateur here. You got your own YouTube channel. People are following you now and calling you up and doing things like that. What can you tell us about your experience as a public adjuster and the marketing that you're doing now and any advice you may give somebody that's just getting started?
Okay, first we'll do a quick plug, and that's Steve Walbach, your friendly public adjuster.
There he goes.
You'll find me on YouTube. Got plenty of videos out there.
Yep.
And what's really been neat about this, I've had a lot of people calling me from Texas that want to become a public adjuster. They've seen my videos, and unfortunately, we don't have an office there. And because of that distance, it's a little bit harder to work with them than it would be where someone that would be closer, where we had representation. But it's not impossible. We're actually trying to work out some things to help them along. Point being is, this is a field that is in every state, or is needed in every state. You know, you look at sometimes, well, what would you like to be when you grow up? I don't think anyone ever said, I would love to be a public adjuster when I grow up. Number one, I don't think most people even know what a public adjuster was.
I used to say that.
You okay. I think that's one in the whole country.
Yeah.
But, with something like this, you can go anywhere. If there's people that have homes, a public adjuster is needed. So again, as we've heard from the other my colleagues, yes, I do like the flexibility. I am also a balloon artist, so I do the different balloon animals, and weekends I need to have a lot of flexibility, and this job affords me that. So I can actually go and start something, leave, go to an appointment to help somebody if they had damage, and go back, or vice versa. So that it's something that it pays well. You also get a feeling of satisfaction. I think deep down, most people like to help other people.
Yeah,
And that's something that you end up doing. You very much help get them a better settlement when they've had damage, and they really appreciate that, and that makes you feel good. Now, who doesn't want to feel good? There's so much out there that can help us feel negatively. This is something that really helps us turn the corner.
Very
So
good.
I enjoy it. I'm going to do that. I'm very convinced this is going to be my career until I retire. And the nice thing about, you don't have to, we have some mentors that have been around for a while. They don't ever see themselves retiring because it's not something that's taxing on you. If you want to take some time off, you take off. If you want to work and put your nose to the grindstone, you can do that as well too. So there's no such thing as it's like a mandatory time to retire. You know, if you're out there working in the street, you have to do a lot of labor or manual things. Your body can't take that. This type of job, as long as your mind is still working, that's all you need to have,
Oh,
and
man,
you
I
can
got
still
problems.
do it. So I love doing this, and it's been very good to me so far, and I'm glad I got involved.
Yeah. And look at this. We got the big Mr. Mark Dobbins. Oh man.
I'm hiding.
Oh yeah. Mark, again, we were just going around and kind of talking to everybody and just getting their point of view as to how they got started, when they got started, what they're doing, and why they're still here.
Sorry, I missed it.
And I know you've given your story 1,000 times, but can you just encapsulate it real quick, 2 minutes, and tell us what's your story?
I saw it 8 years ago, April 1st, 2009, and I saw an ad in Craigslist because I retired from police department after 27 years, and I noticed if I remember correctly, it was an ad for a property inspector or something along those, the housing inspector, something like that. And back then on Craigslist, you had to have some type of remuneration listed there that couldn't be determined or whatever. So I saw how much it was, and I said, "Oh, I can probably do that." And I answered the ad, and you met my upline right there, Ken Miller.
Oh yeah, Ken is the guy that brought him in. Yeah. You sly dog, you.
So we've been here I've been here since then, and we've been friends since then. I've met an awful lot of people come through these doors. Probably. Yeah. I wouldn't surprise me if somebody told me 1,000 people had come through these doors at one time or another, whether they became part of our group or not. But
Let me interrupt you. 8 years. Are you still excited about the opportunity?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because what's nice about the way we handle things with people is and as a policeman, I got to handle or help people when I was a policeman, and I answered their call for service, so to speak. When they got a bike stolen or an armed robbery or something like that, and it's not to the same magnitude, but a lot of these people, when they have a situation at their home and such, it might as well be as bad as a house fire or something. It could be just the same as if they had got held up at gunpoint or something, as far as emotions are concerned. And I think the big thing about this business is there's a lot of misconceptions because people listen to other people that are ignorant, quite frankly. And they say, "Oh, they're ambulance chasers, they're this, they're that, and everything else," and they don't have a clue. And then these people get jaundiced in it, and I don't want anything to do with those people, but they need us. Right. If not, they'll get ripped off. And not intentionally, most of the time, again, that's another misconception. People think that we're trying to tell the story that insurance companies are out to stick it to you, and some of them are. But more often than not, it's the homeowner who sticks it to themselves, by not knowing what to do, and that's why we're here. Mm-hmm. And I get the chance to help people again. That's what I enjoy most about it.
I appreciate your testimonial again. Real quick, guys, I just want to go through this real quick. Ken, you still excited about what you're doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's interesting. You're 9 years. Nellie, you just got started. You haven't even got licensed yet. So you must be excited, otherwise you wouldn't be here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right. Tanya, what do you say?
Very
excited. Yeah?
Mm-hmm,
you see yourself with a long future here?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, very cool. Nancy?
More so now than before when I first came.
Yeah, very nice. And Mr. Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. The more that you're in this thing and the more opportunities that you get involved with the different situations, it can't help but grow, and it's just a snowball where you just get more and more excited over this thing.
Yeah. Guys, I really, really appreciate you guys, just sitting and discussing these little things, because you know what? Ultimately, we're going to help people. People are going to look at this and say, you know what, that's a career change that I could do. Yeah. So there's going to be contact information for everyone that's here. If you connected with somebody here, Mr. Mark, Miss Tanya, Miss Nancy, Steve, don't contact Steve, he's not.
Remember, he's your friendly public adjuster.
Your friendly, there he goes again. God, I can't stand the guy. That's my wife Nellie. She's not there yet, but she'll be available to help people. And Mr. Ken, I'll have all the contact information for every one of these people. And if you want, just contact them individually and say I got a claim for you, or I'm interested in becoming a public adjuster, and I would love for you to take me under your wing. All of these guys here, I can attest to, are leaders. And that's what you need when you're starting a new career like this. You need to have a leader to take you in, help mentor you, and just help you build your business. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys doing this for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.